I think to have a really effective culture of innovation, it starts at the top. Salman, you said something that I thought really resonated earlier about how leadership can make or break innovation. Because innovation, what you're asking people to do is really to challenge the status quo, to come up with new solutions, new ways of looking at things. And so as soon as you announce that leadership is interested in innovation, everybody's going to be really wary. Are they serious about this? And then when the first few people start experimenting and actually challenging the status quo and coming up with new ways of doing things, everybody's going to be watching. Will it go through, or will the risk-taking and the potential failure that goes along with that, will it be punished? And then from there, either you create a culture that supports innovation or you stifle it.
Okay, so leadership, in one word, leadership is the thing. Suzanne, where are the barriers to innovation?
I think, to add to yourself what you've already said, but also I think often we're our own worst enemy individually. Yes. We can get into habits, especially in the workplace. The term, well, this is the way we've always done it. Yes. Yeah. That's something that's just got to be thrown out the window, quite frankly, because that's not suitable for moving forward in an innovative environment. It's about allowing yourself to open and take off those blinkers and think, right, there's got to be another way. There's got to be another solution. Let's think a bit differently. And where we've really worked hard at DMCC is to try and give our line managers and individuals different ways of facilitating thought, both as an individual, but also in group environments. So when you are stuck and you think you've done everything when it comes to a brainstorming session, choose another innovation tool. Don't just stop where you think there's no other option. Yeah. That's the way we've done it, we'll have to keep doing it that way. No, let's use a different tool, let's come up with something different.
I know I said I want one word answers, etc., but when you say choose a different tool, so yes. if I want to develop this, where do I find about innovation tools? What are we talking about?
So we have actually a training program on innovation, and we basically focus on 4 different tools, a matrix analysis and a force field analysis, which is very much for incremental innovation, i.e. starting where you are now and moving forward. And then we have a visioning tool and a symbol analogy tool, which is very much for starting in the future, the visioning, and working back to it being a workable approach. Now, often the tools work in collaboration with each other. You can start off with those ones of what could our most perfect picture look like, work back then using these more intricate tools to ultimately come out with an action plan. Because it's all very well having big ideas, or even smaller incremental ideas, but it's about putting them into action, and that's what these tools are.
Okay, thank you. Salman, just to round off, what for you are the barriers to having a culture of innovation in our organisation?
I mean, from what I've learned within EGA, how it works the best, we used to be something like a 300,000 ton smelter. Today we are almost 2.5 million ton smelter. Wow. It is a 10-time multiple. The manager, what he could do yesterday, simply cannot do that. It's very simple for us. Trust your people, empower them, listen to them, and share with them. That's all I have to say. Yeah.
Well, thank you to all 3 of you. That brings us to the end of this edition of Made Live. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's been such a fascinating conversation with our 3 panelists. So I'd like to thank Wissam, Suzanne, and Salman for their time and expertise.